Hey, I'm so sorry. I haven't posted in a while. I promised, as even in my about channel, about what my channel is, I said something like I post a few times a week. I only posted once a week this past few weeks or so. Skipped a week. I checked the calendar. I checked back and reflecting. I realized it's because maybe it's not because I lack creativity, but it's because I lack structure. I feel like I'm grasping, even if the core goal of my channel is to catapultize on like what we can do on improving ourselves in terms of mental toughness, self-esteem, how not to be lonely. These are all things I've faced in life, and so I try to make it my mission whenever possible I can impart wisdoms or insights that can help other people from anywhere from feeling good about themselves to even saving lives. And I'm serious about that. I think reflecting back, I realized that my videos are very, very, very convoluted. I have my own bias actually. But how can I make sure what I say can be of a value to other people? And I realize I'm gonna sort of do something a little different. And I believe you will be smart enough to know that I'm just gonna piggy bank on algorithm to possibly increase viewers so that I can help more people. So here's the thing. I thought of something, and I realized this is gonna ruffle up feathers, or maybe it won't. I don't mind either way. Like, so not to name names, someone said something like depression isn't real. I think that person had the idea of like using some sort of a tough mentality of like, pretending something's not there until it's not there. It's like faking till you make it. But I'm sorry, I disagree. I 100% disagree because even though it seems like an easy thing to do, scientifically depression is a real thing, and major depression, especially clinical depression, is actually an actual danger to the person experiencing it. And so this makes me wake up more. I know my platform right now, as of today, whenever this video is posted, I usually make the video and post on the day, so today's like May 6th, 2023, and so like on today, I know my platform is small, but if platform increases in size, I need to be more careful in how I say things. And I realized my previous video wasn't top notch on an emotional level, but maybe idea wise, it was so creative. I talked about goldfishes in analogy. You should check that video out. Maybe it's my clever way of like, check my videos. But honestly though, like reflecting back, I may be self-critical, but I really truly believe in my heart that I was really sort of deadpanned in that video actually. Like I sort of like, I was like, long story short, that topic of that video is about like how not to be offended easily. And I talked about goldfishes in analogy to yourself. If you face being offended, what should you do? Imagine quickly that there's goldfishes and you're one of them, and one of the other goldfish is the one who offended you in real life. I presented that idea so that it's sort of a design to throw you out of your mind, out of your shoes at the moment you're offended. So you have like, so you're more like not in that moment, if you know what I mean. So you don't get too caught up with what other people are saying, and simultaneously understand that you have two choices basically. In that video I explained you could be that goldfish who will fight back and cause disharmony. I'm just paraphrasing what I said in that video. Or you could just let it go, because the version of you being offended and the version of the goldfish that offended you, in analogy to real life, those versions are at the moment versions, and later on you and the person who offended you will change. And so it's not like, it's that today's version of yourselves, and tomorrow there's another version of yourselves. So might as well, let it slide. And not let it slide, I didn't mean that when in that video In that video, I'm more of like saying, just let it go, basically. But I admit I put on a sort of a tough guy act, and I don't think that kind of works, because if I need to respect people's ability to become tough, I need to respect the people along the way of becoming tough. Meaning, I need to respect the person who used to be not tough. It's a very subjective word, tough, right? Like, so what I'm gonna say is that from now on, as I reflect back on my videos, I should be very careful, because the previous video, even though logically, mentally, it's an okay video, it's clear, it actually makes sense, and it's actually really creative. I pat on my back on that. But at the same time, I need to be more emotionally receptive to audience. Which makes me think someday I may do some podcast or any sort of like interview on YouTube or something. Who knows, down the road. This way I can see the face of whom I'm talking to. But I must always be careful that whenever I speak, whenever I communicate on YouTube, there's a whole different... It's a ball game of its own, but it's like there's a continuum of all kinds of people. And so I shouldn't talk in a way that the world population, like it's only a subgroup of them who can understand and play the tough guy act well. Fake it till you make it. But not everyone can do it. It's not because they lack those abilities, but because they're not those type of people. They may become those type of people, but at the moment they are not those kinds of people. And they may take the advice the wrong way, So I need to take good care of the emotions of my audience. Hopefully growing audience, but I think I should take more responsibility because you never know, who knows who stumbled across this video channel, right? It could be someone who had a fight verbally with someone, and it just really broke that person, and watching this video, that person's just been told to imagine about goldfishes and stuff. So I need to be careful. But one thing is, I won't shed away my creativity. Oddly enough, the previous video is really about how I think. It's really about an analogy and stepping outside of the situation and looking in from outside in, so that you can sort of help yourself understand that at the moment there are some choices and what are the consequences of those choices. And maybe I'm being too self-critical. Maybe I wasn't and I was thinking I was sort of deadpanned in that previous video. You can judge for yourself. Was I being emotionally despondent in that video? To me, it sort of looked like it. When I was doing the reflection of all my videos, that video stood out because I just felt I was a little deadpanned. To be honest with you. It felt like I was daydreaming in that video. Or maybe I was always 5% daydreaming. I don't know. I'll know. Well, I'll have to investigate myself. Reflect back. Hey, what can I do better? Many people think differently. Many people have different experiences. Words are, when used cleverly, can be sort of a shock value. But is that what I really want? My goal is not to impress people. My goal is to help people. And so sometimes I wonder, what if on my subconscious level I'm actually trying to impress people? And so I came up with the creative idea of goldfishes, etc. So this video is really just about talking more about myself and my video channel. I really want to, of course, expand my platform, but also help those who want to get out of a dark situation. I speak from experience, And when you're in a dark situation, it's hard to get out of it because for whatever reasons, it's either you lack the spiritual energy to ask for help, or maybe it's you're self-conscious and feel it's weak to ask for help. So that's why I'm making this channel, is because right now with ChatGPT and the post-pandemic, I realize more than ever somehow, and it shouldn't be an overlooked factor, it should be a factor that people should look carefully into, is that anything online, content-wise, somehow became more impactful. And so I need to really think about how I can talk, how I can perform, how I can communicate in a way that's authentic, really helpful, and don't like rub people the wrong way. Like if someone, as I mentioned, if someone's looking at my video and they had a really, really rough day, and in the video I literally said, just imagine, about goldfishes, like how to in dealing with how not to be easily offended. So I need to be careful. I'm very interested now. I'm thinking very carefully now, because even though my platform is small, like everyone, YouTubers, me, other people, everything will stay for so long until an era that maybe culturally in an era millennia years later, like billions of years later, when culture is so vastly different, our messaging can be misinterpreted or used in a different way, unintended originally by the messenger, us YouTubers. Thank you for hearing my video, and I'm always in the future looking forward for like comments, likes, and subscribers. Why not lights too? Why not, spread of hope? So like, comment, subscribe, and give me more lights, please. Thank you. And I'll read your comment, whether it's today, a year later, anywhere in between. God bless, and thank you for hearing this video. Thank you.